Word.
Oh shit.
So I guess we're doing it like this, right?
Whatever angle you got. Can we
So,
just flip it up
we
a little?
good?
Should we flip it? Move the camera up a little.
Move it up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, like that should be good. I think that's good. Yeah.
Good.
All right, word.
All right.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Warriors Nation Radio Show. I'm your host, Jack.
I'm RG.
And I'm Patrick. Yeah, we got a big show today. Talking about the NFL. So yeah, let's get right in.
All right, let's kick it off with the NFL. What do we got? We got what was you guys' favorite game of the week? Because
I'm gonna be honest with you. The Pats and Dolphins were like a very entertaining game. I personally thought that was a first down, but what are you gonna do?
I do agree with that. I thought that was a first down as well. Tough way to end it for sure for the Patriots. But yeah, I thought they were gonna win that game. They had too many opportunities and they kept blowing it.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I feel like they weren't. I don't know. They were expected to be in the game. They weren't expected to win it. So I don't look at it from the Patriots' perspective as a failure. You know, like I thought they held in pretty well. They might be 0-2, but those are two teams that you don't even really expect to beat. You know.
Exactly.
That's at least how I feel about the Patriots.
Yeah, and I feel like the big talk we're gonna talk about why the Bengals 0-2. What's the problem with that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Burrow hasn't looked like himself. Chase, Higgins, and they went into the season saying that, you know, they're confident they want to run it back and win this year. They didn't re-sign Higgins. So they can just lose him in free agency. So, I mean, I wouldn't – they can't go to 0-3, 0-4. Like, they can't.
I got my take about it. I think.
All right, let's hear it.
I think the reason why Joe Burrow getting that big contract made him cocky. I'm not saying he's a cocky player, but I feel like him getting paid all that money. I feel like he doesn't care as much.
You think?
I don't know. I mean, that first week it seemed like he didn't care at all. He had only 80 passing yards in week 1, and this week, I mean, he only started really throwing the ball in the second half. It was kind of too late. So I mean, and they played the Rams this week. The Rams can beat them, I think. I mean, I don't know. It should be a very close game Monday night.
Yeah, I don't. Is Burrow playing?
He's questionable.
All right, if he plays, I'm taking the Bengals. They're just a better team. The Rams, they're fine. You know, they're better than expectations preseason, but the Bengals are a really good team. I do not expect the Rams to beat them. If Burrow plays and he's healthy, I'm taking the Bengals in a normal win. I think they probably win by 10. But if Burrow doesn't play, I'm taking the Rams. However, if Burrow doesn't play, you can't really judge the Bengals as if he did play. So although they're 0-3, they end up playing the Titans, and I feel like that's their season. So I feel like if Burrow doesn't play, it doesn't really matter. If he does play and they lose, you're 0-3 and you're in a hole.
I mean, who knows? Maybe Joe Burrow is still hurt, and we just don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He might 100%. Be still hurt.
Very well be much more serious. I mean, this was the injury he had over the offseason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been lingering. It's very I feel like it's very unlikely that it's just going to end.
I mean, week 1 he was 14 for 31, 45% passes complete, 82 yards he threw week 1. That's come on, backup QB can do that.
Pathetic.
And then week 2 versus Baltimore, he only had 222 yards and 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. With those wide receivers, you should be throwing minimum 250 yards a game.
Yeah. T. Higgins had 8 catches for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns, so that's big.
Jamar Chase been an issue too.
Yeah, Chase has really not been living up to expectations. He's supposed to be looked at as the wide receiver 2 in the NFL with Jefferson, and he's not performing that. He's literally the wide receiver 2 on his own team at this point, if even. He put up 5 catches for 31 yards. Boyd put up 6 catches for 52 yards. So what's up with that? I feel like, what do you think it is? Just early season struggles?
They struggled early last season too. I mean, I think it's 1 week at a time. The Bengals are not a good first half team, so I'm not going to say Chase is going to be a bad wide receiver versus the other. I think Chase turns it up. I think he's going to be one of the best receivers around week 5. So
yeah, I'm really not worried about the Bengals as long as Burrow's healthy. And even if Burrow's not healthy, we know they're not doing anything. So
no chance.
I don't see the panic, because if Burrow's hurt, he's going to be hurt, and you're going to have to deal with it, and they'll be back. I'm not worried about Chase. I'm not worried about the Bengals. Might be a rough year for them because of injuries, but, if injuries don't hold them back, I'm not worried.
I mean, their defense isn't the greatest, but, with those wide receivers, there should be no excuse.
Yeah, for sure. Then Vikings-Eagles, how we feel about that game? I thought the Vikings offense, Cousins is throwing for nearly 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Jefferson's coming out with nearly 200 yards a game. The offense doesn't seem to be the problem.
The defense is a big issue.
I think for them is they have to get off to a better start. They got off to an awful start on Thursday, and they almost came back and won the game. But you just can't be down like that.
Yeah,
you have to get off to a better start.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when you dig yourself into a hole like that, you really give yourself no chance.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So I don't know. The defense needs to be better. The offense needs to come out firing. You can't put up 0 points in the first quarter against a team like the Eagles. It's not.
It's a big week for the Chargers and the Vikings. They're both 0-2. If you lose, you're 0-3.
And because the Chargers, you don't have the same optimism that you can have as the Bengals. The Bengals, they've been to a Super Bowl. Burrow, he's really just dealing with injuries. I think that's the main thing.
I agree.
Herbert, he's shown inconsistencies. He's shown struggles, unlike Burrow, and it's not because of injuries. So, what do you think the thing with the Chargers is? I feel like Herbert
coaching. It's all coaching.
I agree.
They have so much talent, and they can't find a way to win. They're on the road this week at Minnesota. They might fall 0-3. Falling to 0-3. Not many teams make the playoffs falling 0-3. Has any team ever made the playoffs 0-3? That's what I wonder.
Yeah, and you can't let Tannehill throw 20 for 24. That's too efficient. He had look at all these guys that caught passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different receivers are all catching multiple passes. You gotta play better defense if you want to give your young quarterback a chance. Tannehill, that's who you're getting cooked up by. Henry averaged 3 yards per carry. You're getting beat by Ryan Tannehill. That's not Justin Herbert's fault,
No.
And is Tannehill the guy?
No,
I don't think he
Tannehill's
is.
terrible.
Tannehill's awful. I don't understand
Tannehill
why.
Tannehill threw 3 picks week 1. Against the Saints. We all know Tannehill's not the guy. We all know the Titans aren't competing. They're not contending. We know that. So in order to be considered a true contender and be put in conversations with teams like the Bengals, you got to take care of the Titans.
Go back to my statement real quick. Only 6 teams have made the playoffs 0-3. So, and if you fall to 0-4, the only team who made the playoffs was the 1992 Chargers. This is a big week for the Vikings and Chargers.
Yeah.
I just want to get back to that real quick because that loss to Tennessee was embarrassing by the Chargers.
Absolutely.
Tennessee's terrible, and D-Hop wasn't even 100%.
All right, we got a question in the chat. I'm looking at the chat right now. Kyle Lynch, if you're in the chat, still or watching this live, he said thoughts on Colorado covering this weekend plus 21. Give me your
Guaranteed to cover. Guaranteed.
I don't know.
It's a guarantee.
Hunter's not playing.
Yeah, but
Oregon's are
Yes.
Kyle, I have to say, I don't think it's going to happen. Travis Hunter isn't playing. It's going to be a shootout. I think the winner's going to win by 3 or 7. We're gonna get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
But I don't think so. I think it's going to be a shootout.
I think Colorado covers the spread. You kidding me? It's a guarantee. Plus 21.
I don't
They're
know.
covering that.
Travis Hunter's not playing.
Okay, but Deion Sanders having his players ready to go.
All right,
They had a bad week last week and won.
All right, but
They're not having
right.
2 bad weeks in a row.
So
I'm telling you right now.
Put it this way: you're going up against Oregon, a top 10 team, and you take the best player in the nation off your team.
You still have one of the best quarterbacks in the nation on
But
your team.
what are they? The number 21 ranked team, something like that. I
18.
don't know exact 18th ranked team.
But they almost lost to Colorado State last
Yeah,
week. They're
exactly.
not even.
That was a bad week.
No,
They weren't ready and won.
No. You lose to Colorado. You almost lose to Colorado State. You're the number 18th team going up against the number 10 team in the nation, and you take the best player in the nation who plays both sides of the football off your team. That's like taking Jefferson and Trayvon Diggs off of your team.
Yes, but Oregon, at Texas Tech, they won 38-30. Texas Tech's not that good.
Okay.
I don't even think Oregon's all that. I think Oregon is probably going to win by 3 or 7 points because Travis Hunter's out. If Travis Hunter was playing, I'll pick Colorado, but he's not playing. I'm talking about for the spread. I think Colorado covers easy.
Yeah, I think the spread's a little ridiculous.
That's kind of
But-
disrespectful.
But I'm taking Oregon for the game.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like,
Yeah, but if we're going for the game, I agree with you. But if we're going by the spread, I don't agree with you.
Now the game. Well, we'll talk about the game first. I have a whole thing about Colorado. I think we got to wrap up the NFL first before we get into that.
Word.
But I think Colorado's going to win this. It's going to be close, but I think they're going to get smoked by USC the next week. I think they're going to win this. Bo Nix might throw a lot of interceptions.
So you don't believe in Oregon?
I don't know. I do.
I don't think Oregon's that good.
I just don't know about how is Bo Nix going to handle this pressure. I think he's going to fumble under pressure.
Think?
Towards the end of the game, it's going to be a shootout. I think Colorado's going to get this win.
We'll see. He doesn't have to go up against Hunter though.
Yeah.
That is true.
We'll
Let's
see.
be real. Sanders and
Sanders is a clutch player, very clutch player.
and Coach Prime, they're the reason Colorado's there, but they would not be where they're at without Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter,
I agree with you.
we're talking about the best player in the country on both sides of the football. That's a big thing.
That's true.
We just tilt this a little.
But we'll keep going on the NFL. I have a lot to talk about for college football this week. But there's also a big week in the NFL, and we will cover that. We will get to that probably, I'd say around 6 o'clock. We'll get to the college football segment. But are we going to continue from last week, or are we going to go on to this week?
The NFL?
This will. NFL.
We got
Hold
to
We got to talk about the Cowboys. We got to talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Patriots.
All right, but yeah. So the Cowboys, our season's over.
I don't know about
I
that.
disagree with you, Jack.
I don't think so.
I know it's one player,
The
but
season's over, bro. We
I
lost.
don't think the season's over.
We lost our All-Pro corner,
okay.
and besides that, what's special about the team besides the defense? The offense is not special.
You have one of the best running back. You have a top 10 running back. You have a top 5 receiver. I think the offense is pretty special in my opinion. Yeah, you don't have that much depth in your offense, but you still have 2 very talented guys in your offense.
I'm just the quarterback. The quarterback situation scares me a little, and that was the scary part about this team for me. And now you lose your All-Pro corner. That it just doesn't excite me. Diggs was the second most important player on that defense, the best defense in the league. He's making strides. Obviously he was overrated at some point. Horrible narratives around him, but at this point he's a top 5, top 10 corner in the league. And it's just we're really gonna miss that more than anyone can really project. We still have Gilmore. Deron Bland's gonna really have to step up on that outside corner position, but it really worries me, and I think the season's really over.
They went out. They went out to. They're 2-0 right now, right?
We're 2-0.
Yeah,
It's just
but it's not over yet. It's not.
Dude, I don't know. We beat the Giants and the Jets. It doesn't leave me that optimistic. It really doesn't.
Can I be honest with you, Jack?
Yeah.
I think they beat the Cardinals this week,
Yeah,
without a doubt. But when I think the Patriots, you know what? Patriots might be able to beat them without Trevion Diggs now.
We're gonna have to watch out for him.
I kind of agree because Pat said this first a couple weeks ago. He said the Pats can beat them. And I'm being honest, I think the Patriots can put the road.
And actually, let's go to the Patriots right here. They lost, obviously, this past week, Sunday Night Football against the Dolphins. They should have won that game, though.
Oh, 100%.
They made so many mistakes. Their offense, what's going on? Bill O'Brien, what are we doing? What are we doing on the offensive
You
end?
can't put Devontae Parker, Kendrick Bourne, and who's their third receiver?
I couldn't.
Can't even tell you, bro.
Can't name it off the top of the head.
And Mac Jones won't give him the ball.
Yeah. And it's
Oh,
Mac
Juju.
Jones. Juju. Yeah, Juju can't even get on the field. So it's you surround your young first-round quarterback with this type of talent. What do you expect? You got to make use of that rookie contract. You really got to win some playoff games with him, give him some experience. You're wasting his rookie contract. Regardless if you're going to win on that rookie contract or not, at least put some offensive talent around him and give him a chance to develop and to what he could be. Because when he was balling at Alabama, he had Devontae Smith, he had Jalen Waddle, he had a great defense. You got to put those receivers around him.
I agree.
Get the O-line, the coaching. It's looking decent, but you gotta put skill around him because he's not the guy who can get out of the pocket. He's more of a Dak Prescott more than a Patrick Mahomes or a Joe Burrow. He's not getting out of the pocket, extending plays, making big throws. He's a system quarterback.
Can I be honest about Mac Jones?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. He had 2 games that came down to the last possession. I feel like he needs to be a better clutch player too.
Yeah, absolutely.
A couple of throws that could have been a little better. I feel I think if you put Mac Jones with like a T Higgins and like I don't know, like maybe we get Mike Evans next year. Who knows?
Yeah,
He wants out Tampa. He needs receivers. I can't really judge Mac Jones without talent. We have no talent at all. Like
We got a call in here, ladies and
Alright,
gentlemen. I'm gonna put it closer here. Yo, how we doing? Welcome to the Warriors Nation Radio Show.
Hey guys, big fans. I just wanted to ask you guys opinions about Illini football. You know, I'm a big Illinois fan. I want to let you guys what you guys think about it.
All right. What do you think about Illinois football? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing right now. I feel like in the first half of that Penn State game, they didn't play bad. So I think they maybe could have beat Penn State, but right now the Big Ten is just too much. I don't.
You think Penn State's gonna win Big Ten?
I do think Penn State's going to win the Big Ten.
Yeah,
I think they're going to beat Michigan at home. I don't know about that Ohio State game. I think that's going to be clutch. This is also a tough weekend for them. They're playing Iowa. It is the Penn State whiteout.
Yeah.
But they can finish the Big Ten with one loss. I think they can go undefeated, though.
yeah, but Ohio State's playing in Notre Dame this week. State.
Yeah.
I don't think Ohio State's winning in Notre Dame.
But
Me personally.
any other questions?
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
I have a good one.
All
All right,
so
first call in of the day.
you're saying, I feel like for the receivers.
What I was saying?
QB of BLS football, I believe that was.
Oh, word.
So shout out. You guys are playing well this season.
Yes, sir. But back to the Patriots, I just feel like you got to put receivers around them. Think of a Mike Evans or T. Higgins, like you said, a DJ Moore, guys of that caliber that can put up 1,000 yards. You got to surround him with those kind of guys.
All right, we got another call in.
Word.
Charlie George, my cousin. Welcome to the Warriors Nation Radio Show. How are we?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
I'm good.
We're good. How we doing?
All right, so second time calling in. I had a more prepared question this time. What did you guys think about the lack of movement in the top of the rankings after the top 4 teams, I think it was, all struggled, while teams just outside of the top 5, like Washington and Michael Penix Jr., did great with great 41-7 wins over Michigan State and Ohio State, who also didn't move up very much after having a solid run.
Honestly, I don't think Florida State belongs in the top 4 right now. I think the committee did a terrible job with the rankings. I mean, I would probably put USC, Ohio State, Penn State, Washington, and probably Notre Dame over Florida State right now after that performance last week at BC.
Yeah, like you can't struggle like that against Boston College.
I'm sorry, there's no excuse
The
for that.
only reason you lost the game is because Boston College doesn't know how to not commit ridiculous penalties.
18 penalties they got. That's
Ridiculous.
embarrassing.
Terrible penalties that you know are going to lose you the game. Florida State should not be in the top 5.
Absolutely not. And I'm a Florida State fan saying that.
And Charlie, I agree with them for sure. I was at the game. Me and RG were at the game. They did not play well at all. They should have fell in the rankings. What is Washington ranked right now? Charlie, are they 8?
Yeah,
Yep.
Washington's 8 right now.
I think Washington
personally
belongs higher than
think-
Florida
I don't know if
State.
They should be top 4, but I think they should definitely be up there. Especially even though Michigan State's not very good, they have the top quarterback in the league by far, even better than Caleb Williams in my opinion. And I personally think if he keeps up this production, he could easily be a Heisman candidate. I don't know how you guys' thoughts changed after the Michigan State game.
Well, it's very hard to play at Michigan State. They're the atmosphere is wild. And I know Michigan State is not that good this year, and I know their coach is in trouble right now. But that's still a big time win. They won by 34 points at Michigan State. Michigan State's still a good program. So I think Washington belongs higher than 8. That's just my opinion. Though.
Yeah, I think Washington is legit this year, but they still have to play USC, obviously. So I don't know what they're going to do in that game. I think Caleb Williams right now is still better than Michael Penix Jr., but can he prove to the world that he's better than Caleb Williams? I think they can beat USC, and that game's going to be a shootout.
That game's going to be fun.
That game's going to be fun.
It'll be a high-scoring game. I'm excited for that game.
It's at USC, though, so I think USC got that win. But
Yeah, I'd take USC anyway. I just think they have a better overall roster.
I agree.
But Michael Penix, he excites me, and that's going to be a shootout. Those two quarterbacks, that's going to be
Definitely.
fun to watch.
Washington has an easy matchup this week, and they have an easy matchup next week. But after the Week 6 bye, they got to play Oregon, and the last 4 weeks of their season at USC versus Utah, at Oregon State, and versus Washington State. Those are all ranked teams their last 4 games. So that's going to be very fun to watch.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I was just wondering what you guys thought about the obvious Pac-12 collapse and why they would collapse now, even though they're at their best they've been in a long time.
No, that's a very good question, Charlie. I mean, it's sad because the Pac-12 is unreal right now,
Amazing.
and this is the last year of it. And I wish it was going to continue. I mean, I think there's like 5 or 6 teams ranked right now.
More.
It's awesome.
More, which I mean, this is
8 teams are ranked.
8 teams. This is the way you want to end it.
8,
though,
12
if you're
teams
the
are
Pac-12. It's sad. I'm gonna miss the Pac-12. The Rose Bowl now is not going to be the same because I don't know what's going to happen with that. But no, it's sad, definitely. I wish he would stay. This conference realignment, it's crazy.
This is one of the best conferences in football this year. It actually might be the best. Well, actually, no, the SEC.
And if
it's might be second best.
If a Pac-12 team wins the championship, what a way that would cap it off.
Oh, dude,
that would be unbelievable.
USC, Colorado, Washington, Oregon, whoever it is, that'd be awesome.
Are any of them going to make the college football playoffs? That's the question.
I think so.
I mean, Florida State has an easy schedule. They might stay at 4, to be honest. I mean, they got a tough matchup at Clemson this week, but nobody else is going to beat them.
Last week was a brutal.
Oh, it was terrible.
That was a brutal.
I was very disappointed.
Any other questions?
Just one last one. What do you guys think about the expanded college football playoff?
Love it.
Love it.
I love it. I think more teams deserve to be in. Now we're in it down to 4. It just doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
I can't wait for the 8 teams. It's gonna be awesome.
That's how every playoff format should be. 8.
Yes.
Like 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, 3 versus 6, 4 plays 5. I mean, I think that's how they're doing it.
I think they're gonna eventually bring it up to 12 too. So
I don't think 12 teams deserve it, but I think 8 definitely deserve it. There's too many good teams.
For sure.
College football is changing, like especially with Deion Sanders. Like he's like amazing coach. Like I'm not gonna lie, but he's teaching these players how to be real men on and off the field too. Like if you've been watching his podcasts, the 60 Minutes. And how he's been doing his practices, he's teaching these young guys how to be like real men on and off the field. I think it's incredible. Yeah. Just not just football.
All right, thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Patrick.
Yeah,
thank
no problem.
Everyone else that's on this podcast.
No problem.
Appreciate you.
Just want to shout out Boston Latin football. We're playing PLA tomorrow at 7 at White Stadium. They are our rivals. We have not beaten them in 2 years. And I just want everyone to pack. Everyone from Paramount.
Let's go. Pack. Hype up.
All right. Well, one thing I want to mention though about that is what you were saying, Deion. So there's been rumors saying Deion could really legitimately get an NFL offer for a head coaching position this offseason as soon as that time. But do you think his coaching philosophy will work?
He's never going to coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
He is college football made. He is literally changing college football. 9 million people watch a 10:30 game, Colorado and Colorado State. 9 million people watch that game. I just want to say that. 9 million people is a lot.
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it personally. I think he's doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, his philosophy.
And I'm a big fan of Deion Sanders. So.
All right, you want to just get into college football? We're on
that's
that
his
topic anyway.
Yeah, we can go back to any NFL.
Yeah, we'll go back to the NFL. I want to say a few more things to the Patriots, but we're going into Week 4. Let's talk about this. Actually, let's stay on the Colorado topic for right now. I have a lot of things to say about Colorado. Week 4, college football, Colorado versus Oregon, 3:30 ABC. I just can't wait for that game. It's going to be a shootout. What I'm going to first say about Colorado is you have a night game. You have that atmosphere. It's a rivalry. You go to double overtime with Colorado State, who's not even ranked. You're 0-2. You're 0-2. You have all these celebrities on the fields. You have The Rock. What have you done, Colorado? I'm sorry, but what have you done? You haven't done anything. I understand you're ranked now. You're undefeated. But if you want a championship, if you want a bowl game, I don't think these celebrities should be on the field just yet. I think they're getting way too popular. And I think Colorado's going to win this week, but I really hope they get absolutely smoked, and I hope they get smoked by USC because I'm kind of getting sick of this. That's my opinion of it.
See, I disagree with you for one reason. I think the culture is changing in college football because of Colorado. More people getting into college football because of Colorado. But, I mean, they're changing the culture of college football. I mean, yeah, all these celebrities, it might be a little too much. I agree with that. But, like, from a standpoint, they've been really doing a phenomenal job changing college football. Like, more viewers. I think college football is making way more money with ESPN now. And I think more people are, like, just getting into it. Like, everyone's been talking about Colorado, and that's a college football team. Like, they weren't supposed to be that good this year. Their over-under for wins was 5.5. I think they're getting easily over more than 5 wins this year.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. They're already at two or three, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think it's just a matter of getting Travis Hunter back. Like, how legitimate are they without him? Probably not very legitimate, but could they beat anyone in the country with him? Maybe. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I don't think they can beat Georgia right now.
Yeah, maybe
They're not beating
They're
an
not,
SEC
they're
team.
not beating
That-
Georgia.
I think they can beat teams in their conference, but they're not being an SEC team on the road, especially.
I don't know. I mean, I agree with that with a little bit with the hype, but I don't know. I just think it's just way too much hype right now, and I really want someone to shut them up, and I really want them to get smoked. So
Yeah. No. I don't want Colorado to get smoked. Like I'm rooting for them. I want them to succeed. You know, like I feel like the whole thing with having Dion as your coach, having his two sons, one's the quarterback, and you have the best prospect ever on that team. I think that whole story is just really cool, and I'm rooting for him. I mean, I feel like they've handled everything with nothing but class too. You're literally getting cheap shots thrown at you, intending to injure you, and all you do is act respectful about it. I really respect that. I don't know, because that was a really dirty hit. That hit from the Michigan State or Colorado State safety. Like, am I the only one who thought that was just a really
no, that was a really bad
That was
hit.
real.
They should
I
not
thought
have
they got
done that.
suspended for that. But
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel like there was no really reaction for that, or at least I don't know. There was obviously attention around it, but I feel like it didn't get the reaction it deserved. I thought that guy should have been suspended, thrown out of the game. Like that, I think it's intending to injure him. Like I just think that's.
I thought it was too. I actually really thought that was a cheap shot. Like, yeah, Deion Sanders said it was a football play, but they had to say that. They didn't want to say anything out of line. They just went with it. You can't change the result. Everyone knows that was a dirty hit.
Keep it
Just bottom
respectful.
line.
Yeah, it was a dirty hit, but I'll also to say something else about Colorado is you beat an unranked team. Don't storm the field. Don't storm.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but just don't do that. It didn't really look good. I get it went into double overtime. You got all these celebrities here, but I don't know. Just prove something to me, Colorado. I understand, but you beat TCU, who I know they're in the championship last year, but they lost everyone. Everyone went to the NFL. That team was all seniors. They're not going to be good this year. Nebraska just sucks. Nebraska is so bad. Matt Rule is not a good coach. And you beat Colorado State. So that's not really three of the best wins. And I understand you got Deion Sanders. There's a lot of hype there. But I don't really think they're that good. And without Travis Hunter, they might lose this week. So I think they're going to win, but I don't know.
I disagree with you because the first week they were at TCU, and TCU made a national championship last year. Yeah, I understand they lost a lot of guys, but that's still a good quality football team.
Exactly.
And they just went into TCU and won. No one expected that. I'm sorry. That was a quality win. And Nebraska's in the Big Ten. That's a quality win. And even Colorado State, I can argue that's a quality win. That's your rival. That is your rival.
I don't think
there was a lot of beef going into that game.
But regardless,
I don't think it's a quality win.
that ain't a quality win.
That's not a quality win. They're unranked.
I understand they're unranked, but there was a lot of beef going into the game. It was the Battle of Colorado. So
but
I'm not going to say it was the biggest quality win, but it meant something.
you line up the talent though, and it should not be that close. It should have
Fair
been a
enough.
blowout. The spread. I would expect the spread.
It should have been
that game.
I expected it to be
Yeah.
and it wasn't.
Yeah, that exactly. And that, I don't know. I mean, how much of the game did Travis Hunter miss? Over half, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but still, you shouldn't be in that situation. That should have been a blowout for Colorado. If anything, I feel like it under legitimizes them. It doesn't make them look legit. I don't know. That's my take on it. I know you would disagree, but
It's kind of early too. I guess 3 weeks into the season. Colorado can be 3-2 after week 5 with their schedule.
I would love to see that happen.
But
I would.
I don't know.
Shut Deion Sanders up. He's being a little cocky right now.
Yeah.
But as we move on, 3:30 CBS, Ole Miss and Alabama. Alabama looks like shit right now.
I got Ole Miss winning that game.
Ole Miss is 3-0. They beat Tulane, who's decent. They beat Mercer and they beat Georgia Tech. They haven't played like the best teams. Also, Alabama lost to Texas, obviously, early in the season. But they played South Florida and only won by 14 points. They are having serious quarterback issues right now. Nick Saban said he's going with Jalen Milroe to start.
Yeah. When you're committing to Jalen Milroe
against Ole Miss, and yeah, they're not doing good. Tyler Buckner came into the game, and Ty Simpson came into the game. Didn't look good at all. They could get destroyed at home, and I am picking Ole Miss this week.
I already picked Ole Miss.
I think Ole Miss is going to win. Alabama doesn't look good, but I don't know because. Is Nick Saban really going to lose 2 home games, or is he going to get this team back? I don't know.
It's tough to say because the quarterback situation it doesn't leave you with any hope. When you're committing to Jalen Milroe, you're basically forfeiting the season. He throws multiple turnovers a game. He just doesn't look legit. He makes some good throws, but overall, he's not efficient enough. He's not consistent enough, and I don't think you have anyone behind him that is. So they've got a problem because normally you have guys like Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts coming in year after year, and now all of a sudden you're stuck with these guys, and we haven't really seen it before. Bryce Young, these are whenever they run into any bit of issues, they always have a quarterback like that, and they don't anymore. They may have Saban, they still got a good roster, but it just doesn't compare to what they usually have.
Can I be sorry to interrupt, but can I be honest? I'm not trying to say the dynasty's over with Saban and stuff. That's kind of too far, but
I think it's over.
Honestly, this might be sad to say. They had an amazing run, but they're never gonna I'm not gonna say never, but I don't see them in the next 5 years making a national championship. I just don't.
Yeah.
You could disagree with me. I just don't see them going that far.
No, I agree. I feel like they're in kind of their New England Patriots era that the Patriots are in right now.
Yeah, and it's just so funny to see because Nick Saban and Bill Belichick are best friends, and they're not getting off the hot starts. Obviously, Alabama dynasty has been going on for 13 years now. I think teams are just figuring them out. Saban's obviously he's getting a little older. Like I said, I don't know. Like RG was saying, is it over? I don't know if I can say that yet, but the way that it's been looking the past 2 years at least. I don't know, especially when you had Bryce Young and you couldn't even make the playoff and he was unbelievable and they had an awful defense. So it's it might be over. I don't want to say it's over yet, but I mean, if they lose this game, they're 2-2 on the season and they're not going to make the college football playoff. And
they might not even make a good bowl game at that point.
They haven't won the championship since 2020.
Yep.
So it will be 3 years if they don't do it. So it might be over. I don't know.
Yeah, it's over. I mean, let's be real.
I don't know.
The last time they were able to win something, they had Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Najee Harris, and not even to get into the defense. I mean, they don't have that kind of talent anymore.
I agree with you.
Maybe it'll come back, but Saban, he's only getting older. It's just not there anymore. The spark's not there anymore. I think it's over for Alabama.
Yeah, I mean that's just so hard to say. But we'll see on Saturday. Another big game: Iowa and Penn State. Iowa's 3-0 on the season. Penn State 3-0. It's the Penn State whiteout. I am very excited for this game. We were thinking about going, maybe, and then our schedules just got busy. Hopefully next year, RG. We're trying to go to that.
Yeah, we'll go.
7:30 CBS. Penn State is favored by 15. Who do you guys like in that game?
I think Penn State wins easy. That crowd makes an impact with the game. You can't hear anything in there. It's going to be very hard to communicate for Iowa. It's the whiteout game. I mean, I'm sorry. They win by 3 touchdowns. It was my opinion.
I'm taking Penn State anyway. I mean, they're the better team to begin with, and then you bring in their environment. That's a huge factor in Penn State. And I know you like to bring up the home advantages and the rivalries playing a part in games. And if that's going to play a part in any game, it's going to play a part in the Penn State game. And, like I said, they're the better team to begin with. They're looking better at quarterback this year. So, yeah, I'm going to take Penn State.
Yeah, I agree with you too. Penn State's going to win. I mean, a whiteout environment is just different. They're not going to lose in that.
Yeah.
The fans go crazy. Yeah, I'll agree with you with the quarterback position. Drew Aller looks really good. Obviously, it's the start of the season. They have when's the Ohio State game? They have Ohio State in 4 weeks. So we'll see about that. That's going to be a good game. It's at Ohio State. But as we go into Ohio State this week, they have Notre Dame. So what's that going to look like? No, it's at Notre Dame, 7:30 on NBC. Ohio State's actually favored by 3. So in this game, I'm liking Notre Dame. I think Sam Hartman's legit this season. I think they're going to win. And wow, tickets are as low as $462. So this is a big game, obviously.
Yeah.
Can I be
That's
honest? This is a very hot take, and this is coming from a big NFL fan. Without fantasy football, I think college football is better than NFL. Like, it's way more enjoyable. Players play with way more heart. I think the coaching, honestly, the coaching might even be better. Like, I don't know. I really think college football might be better than NFL now.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
especially.
we get a call.
There we go.
What's up, Caleb?
Hey, I'm calling in.
What's up?
What's
Welcome to Warriors Nation Radio Show.
Sorry, what was that?
Yo.
Welcome to the Warriors Nation Radio Show.
What's your question?
Hey, how you doing, guys? I'm just calling in from Andover, Mass. I had a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
How's the podcast going today?
It's going good.
It's going good. You have any sports
Good,
questions or?
You have a question?
Yeah, that was my question.
right.
We're going.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Don't call back.
Yeah. If you call, please have a question. Trying to do a little segment here. What were we talking about? All right. Yeah. Ohio State, Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame. Sam Hartman looks good. They haven't played like too good of opponents lately. I mean, they beat NC State. They beat Navy, who obviously they're not that good.
Yeah.
But I don't think Ohio State has really looked that good to me. 23-3 against Indiana at the beginning of the season. Then they played Youngstown State in Western Kentucky. Obviously, they're going to be real wins. But both teams haven't had real tests to start the season. So it's going to be a close game. I think Notre Dame's going to win. It's going to be a shootout for sure. What do you guys think?
I think Notre Dame at home is pretty tough. I think it's going to come down like a field goal. And I'm going to pick Notre Dame this time.
Yeah, I gotta go Notre Dame too, and it hurts me to go against Ohio State because I've been an Ohio State fan the past few years. I've been rooting for Fields. I've been rooting for Stroud, but now you got Kyle McCord there, and what's the upside there? Like I don't see it. Sam Hartman, he's like a legit, really good quarterback, and they haven't really had to face any quarterbacks that are better than theirs in the past few years. And they're gonna go into Notre Dame. This is probably the most legit Notre Dame team we've seen in a while. So I'm going to take Notre Dame, and I'll take them by 6.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
There's one underrated game I want to talk about, and I don't know how they're really underdogs. Oregon State and Washington State. Oregon State's a 2.5-point favorite at Washington State, and I'm like saying to myself, like, both teams really haven't played anyone crazy, but I like how Cameron Ward been playing, like 990 yards and 9 touchdown passes. He's averaging 330 yards a game. Like I literally picked Washington State as my pick of the week.
Yeah. I agree with you. Both teams are 3-0 in the Pac-12, both ranked. I actually didn't even see this game on the schedule. Oregon State's favored by 3.5. Not 3. 3.5. 3. DJ Ugalugaway, whatever the heck his name is. He transferred from Clemson. He's on Oregon State now. Had a pretty good season. But I don't know. I think Washington State's going to get that win. DJ doesn't play well in big games. Let's be honest.
And like I said, like it's kind of hard to win on the road. Both teams haven't played anybody, but on the road, I don't know. Both teams 3-0. I got to go with the home team. I'm sorry. And the both teams pretty even, so.
Yeah, and as you go into Florida State, number 4 Florida State at Clemson, 12 p.m. on ABC. Florida State's favored only by 2. This is going to be
a lock.
a very close game. I don't know. Actually,
I
sorry,
don't
not a
think-
close
I don't
game.
think it should be a close game.
I think Florida State's gonna kill them. I really hope Clemson loses. I'm sick of the Clemson bandwagon. I don't like Dabo Swinney at all. I really hope Florida State wins it.
They're not having 2 bad weeks in a row like that.
Oh, James Hollis is calling in.
There we go.
James, welcome to the Warriors Nation radio show.
Right. This is James calling in from Andover. Boys, I just want to ask you a question. What are your thoughts on DeBrickshaw Ferguson to the Jets on a 1 year?
Who was it?
DeBrickshaw Ferguson,
Who was that?
second in the Heisman race last year out of Kentucky.
Dude, this guy's being a fool right now.
All right.
Yo, you are serious.
What are you doing?
Don't answer the calls. Don't answer the calls.
All right, yeah. No more calls.
Come on, man.
Guys, if you're calling in, please be serious. We're trying to do a show here.
Come on.
All right. Yeah. So I'm picking obviously Florida State to win. Don't answer. All right. What do you guys got?
Dude,
Jordan Travis gonna put on a show.
I'm taking FSU. Like it was a fluke last week. There's no other way possible to explain that collapse against Boston College besides it being the red bandana game. I feel like.
Yep.
Like that's the only reason. I mean, they're not that bad of a team. You see how they play against everyone else. Travis is legit. It's just like you can't show up against Boston College like that and then expect to win. Expect to be favored by any more than 2, even against Clemson. Like it's not reasonable. But I'll still take FSU. But if they lose this week, they're done. They're not legit. I'm giving up on them.
Who's calling?
Okay, no more calling in. We're not answering calls.
Yeah, bro.
Like, I'm done. You guys had your chance. The phone is going off. You guys had your opportunity. Goodbye. It's off. Okay.
All right, yeah. I appreciate all your support, but if you're gonna call in, just ask a question and then like hang up. We'll answer. That's all we want. We're trying to do the show. We obviously we can't get into the podcast studio because the flipping station won't work again.
Yeah.
It's absolute bullshit. I don't care swearing.
Hey,
we're on YouTube, so we can say whatever the fuck we want.
And
but it's stupid.
We'll be back in the studio, more legit, more professional. We'll have it hopefully next week.
Hopefully
but-
next week.
hopefully next
I'm
week.
sure it's gonna be fucked up again.
Yeah, we'll get it eventually, but unfortunately, we gotta take it into our own hands, and we gotta take risks. So, yeah, it's all right.
All right. We'll jump into our last college football game, and then anything else we want to talk about. UCLA and Utah, both 3-0, also ranked in the Pac-12. Utah's favored by 6. It's at Utah. Cameron Rising's protocol, they don't know yet. I think they're gonna decide by Thursday. It's Thursday now. I haven't heard anything. They need him back if they want to win the Pac-12. Though this offense doesn't look good at all.
Like I said, I took the home team of Washington State, Oregon State. I'm doing the same thing. It's hard to win the road in the Pac-12. I think Utah wins this game by like 3 to 7 points. I don't know if they cover the spread, but I think they win the game.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking Utah. Do they have their quarterback yet?
No, their quarterback's not back yet.
Even without their
Their
quarterback, I'm
offense
still
has been
taking them.
struggling.
You think he's gonna come back this season?
He'll come back eventually.
Cameron Rising, right? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of key to them. Like he kept them in big games last year. What was it? The USC or the Oregon game last year?
The USC game, they
Late
won
in
the
season,
Pac-12.
He
Yeah.
played really well. I don't know. USC, they're just like kind of at a different level, but I don't know. I feel like they could beat UCLA for sure. But anything else you guys want to get into NFL? I feel like we should talk about the Bears situation.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Justin Fields. He's been terrible. Absolutely terrible. I have him in fantasy. He's killing me. Like, I'm not even going by fantasy. Like, as an overall quarterback, he has not been playing good at all. Like, I think it's been a big issue. Like, the Bears are going 0-3. They have no chance at Kansas City. So, 0-3, like, how are they going to turn this season around? How are they going to make improvements? Like, I don't know.
It's just, like, you can't go into the season year after year making bad hires. Like, I was kind of excited for the Ryan Poles era, but it's just it's not there. Like I said from the hire of Matt Eberflus, it wasn't a good hire. They hired a defensive head coach who led not even a top 10 defense. to develop their young quarterback who's struggling. Like, where's the logic in that? I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand either. I thought Justin Fields was gonna have a good year. Obviously, they're out to an 0-2 start. Barstool Big Cat, he's from Chicago. He's a big Bears fan, always been a Bears fan, obviously, but he thinks the season's over. I agree with him too. But I don't know. You guys know Big Cat?
Yeah.
He's hilarious though. He's so funny. But yeah, I think their season's done. They just, I don't know. Their offensive line hasn't been good, obviously. They need to do better on their defense.
One thing we need to talk about is the Cleveland Browns. They're done. They lost one of the best offensive talents in the NFL this year. Like, losing Nick Chubb changes your whole offensive scheme, changes the whole season. Like, I mean, I don't see them going far. I mean, I'll be surprised if the Browns make the playoffs. That's my take on them. What do you guys think?
I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I just feel like Deshaun Watson just isn't the same player.
I agree with that too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs either. They're 1-1 on the season. I don't see them beating the Titans this week. I just don't.
I don't know if I do.
He just isn't the same player. So
there's one underrated game this week I want to talk about. Is the Packers and the Saints. I think that game can go either way, but the Packers are very tough at home. I think that game should be come down like a field goal or something.
Yeah, they've got a good roster.
Very good roster.
If Jordan Love, they could be a playoff team if Jordan Love keeps consistent. But can he put together a whole season of consistent play? It's just no. I don't believe it, but we'll see.
yeah, and I mean, I want to talk about the Patriots. Obviously, their next 4 games. I was telling this to RG earlier. I think their next 4 games are winnable. So they're playing the Jets.
Okay.
Jets, Cowboys, Saints, and Raiders. I think they can win 4 straight and get to 4-2. I agree with Jack. I don't think the Cowboys. They can beat the Cowboys for sure.
No, they can't.
They can beat the Saints, and they can beat the Raiders. I'm sorry, I don't think their card's that good. They're obviously 2-0, but the Patriots defense, I think they're going to eat up at Derek Carr. And then I think they can beat the Raiders. It's on the road, but Bill Belichick, he knows Jimmy Garoppolo, so I think they can win that game too. So I think they can win 4 straight and get to 4-2. I don't think this season is over for the Patriots. What do you guys think?
They have to win this week or their season's over. You're not coming back 0-3. Just face the fact your season's on the line this week. Like I said, only one team 0-3 made the playoffs, and that was 31 years ago. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. If they don't win this week, they should win. They should win this week. Obviously, Zach Wilson is just awful. He's not good at all. If we can't beat Zach Wilson, the Jets, we have a serious problem. I really hope we can. I really do.
I mean, actually, I think it may have been 6 teams, but if you fought, because next week you play the Cowboys, that's not even a guaranteed win. If they lose to the Cowboys 0-4. One team, I think that was the 1992 Chargers who made the playoffs, but
RG, I know you're big on the Cowboys, but I think the Patriots are gonna win that game. And then they come back home and they're gonna beat the Saints at home, and then they're 3-2 and they're going to that Raiders game. And I think Bill Belichick's gonna have a good game plan against Jimmy Garoppolo. Obviously, he's already coached him, knows how he plays. And then guess what? They're 4-2 going into that Bills game. So. Who knows what could happen? They might be able to beat the Bills at home. I don't know if it's going to happen, but if they win 4 straight, that's a lot of momentum there.
Definitely.
So I think they can do it. I really do.
Anything else?
Anything else you going to discuss?
I think I'm all set. I mean, there'll be a lot more to talk about with NFL. Maybe some NBA stuff next week.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
We're also having we got to find out, type in the chat. We don't need some NPCs in this chat. I don't know. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but
I don't know, bro. Come on.
If you're trying to be serious, give us an actual.
Yeah, thanks for listening to the Warriors Nation Radio. So thanks for watching. Hey, we're not trying to be rude. We're just like if you call in, just like please
Yeah,
be
you gotta have a
serious,
sports question.
because
we're
it-
not joking around.
because it kind of just like threw me off today.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. So I mean,
you know what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have a segment. We're gonna do something new. We're gonna have a segment where you can just call in,
yeah,
and we'll do that for like 10 minutes. You
Nice.
can just call in for that, and then we'll move on.
that's a good idea. And also,
So we're gonna do that.
It'll be much better when we're in the studio.
Way
Yeah,
better in the studio.
It's gonna be better
Way
in the
more
studio.
room.
So,
we're not set up like we're supposed to be. So.
but no, thanks for listening. I did not mean to be negative today or rude.
Peace out to
I
all you
appreciate
real
y'all.
ones. Peace out to
Warriors
all y'all.
Nation radio show. We're signing off. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Peace out to all y'all real
Peace.
ones in here.